I thought Bruce Crawford summed it up very well to start off with when he said this was an unseen, deadly enemy and that we need to work in partnership to defeat it. I thought he summed it up very well. To stay home, protect the NHS, save lives, the kind of slogan that I think will become part of our daily language over the next few months. We need proportionate powers, and we agree that these powers in this bill are proportionate, considering the crisis. As a Liberal, I'm nervous about the extent of powers in normal times, but I think considering the challenge, I think this is what is necessary. It's not to wield a big stick to the population, but to ensure life is possible and to ensure that the reckless few cannot threaten the lives of the many. It is therefore reassuring that the Minister and the Government will seek the 6-month renewal process and that will only use the powers when they determine that it is absolutely necessary in Scotland's circumstances at the time. That is reassuring, and the fact that the Minister will come back on a regular basis and to report on how these powers are being used and exercised. I welcomed the announcement yesterday from the UK Government to go for the 6-month renewal as well. I thought that was a sensible compromise and an indication of, I think, the partnership approach that we've got across the parties and across the parliaments, right across the United Kingdom, addressing this crisis, and that is in no doubt welcome. In addition to the measures to protect us from the reckless few, it is also about adopting more flexibility in the way that government works and improving standards too. So I would like the Minister to perhaps address some concerns from organisations like Inclusion Scotland, who are anxious about the issue of care assessments. I know that the packages can proceed without the care assessments, but these care assessments are there for a purpose. They're there to provide a comprehensive assessment of all the individuals' needs, these vulnerable people. So if it's possible to do the assessments, I hope the Minister will encourage those people applying the assessments to do so. We understand they will be under inordinate pressure over the next few months. But if the assessments can be done, we should encourage them to be done, because I think everybody will benefit from that process. The Scottish Specific Bill is coming next week, and I appreciate the engagement from the Minister, the discussion that we had last week about what's going to be in the bill itself. Does the Minister believe that that bill itself may provide some kind of process to address any emerging flaws that come from the UK bill? And I understand that there may be other legislation coming forward in future weeks, and I hope perhaps that we adopt that learning approach, that if we discover that improvements can be made, that we do accept that in future legislation. And finally, I look forward to the day that we can repeal this legislation so that we can return to the freedoms that we all enjoy. I think it is important to understand during this quite oppressive period that for a long time we have enjoyed those freedoms, and the sooner we get back to them, the better. Thank you.